February because I was getting ready to do something that was incredibly life-changing and a very important decision I made for my own health. And I blogged all about it, and it ended up becoming a big deal, and I had to go talk to Dr. Oz about it because everybody wanted to know. I actually made the decision, not because I was any kind of at risk yet, but I made the decision to be exactly who I was and not try to conform to other people's idea of who I should be as an actor in Hollywood, and I had my breast implants removed forever. But here's the thing, you guys, what they don't tell you is that when you get those things in, you have to have them replaced because they don't last forever. So you have to have them replaced every 10 to 15 years. It's true. So I'm looking down the road, I'm 51 years old, and I'm thinking 85 and I'm gonna get new boobs. What is that? And I also sincerely believe that, like, you only get so many chances at anesthesia in your lifetime. What if I need a hip? And I have to choose between boobs and a hip? So anyway, and on top of everything else, you know, I spent so many years trying to stay healthy and clean as much as I could. My 20s and 30s were a bit of a disaster. What can I say? It was the 80s. But I did it because I had children and I had a responsibility and I needed to be around for them. And my last one left for college. I became an empty nester a year ago, and I thought, okay, well, bring on the carbs. I don't have to get cardio, I don't have to do anything. And then this past November, my first grandchild was born. I'm a grandma. I'm Granny Mel, technically. I am also incredibly envious of my daughter-in-law's parents. They have the cool name. They are Lolly and Pop. We're Granny Mel and Grampy Tim. Either way, whatever it is. But now I have this grandchild, right? So I've got to stay healthy for her. I have things that I have to teach her. Most importantly, I mean, not most importantly, but what I'm really looking forward to, and this is just so dorky, but it's true, so I'm going to cop to it. I can't wait to sit down with her and show her DVDs of Little House on the Prairie. It's just going to be the coolest thing ever, aside from the fact that it, you know, it's a great show, and you know, we all know it has all of those great values and those great stories to tell, and it was so moving. But you know, for her to see the kind of girl that she could be and be feisty and be fiery and then say, you know, that's Granny Mel, right? I mean, I gotta give it up, that's cool. So I'm just kind of winging it. You know, sometimes I have things that are prepared, and I generally find that it's just easiest for me to talk about what exactly is going on in my life at the moment it's happening. And at the current moment in my life, I'm really happy. And it took me a really, really long time to get there. It really did. If you read my autobiography, you know I come from, if you look up dysfunctional in the dictionary, my family's picture is basically there. And there was, you know, for me, growing up in Hollywood was the good news. The set was the happy place. Home. My father passed away when I was 11 from what I was told and wrote about in the time was a stroke. And right before the book came out, I found out about a week before it was published, it was printed. And you know, my father's death, when you're a little girl, you're 11 years old, you lose your daddy, that changes who you are. Well, I found out that the biggest secret that had ever been kept from me was that my father had not had a stroke. My father committed suicide. I was 45 years old, I was about to launch a book, and I called my mother to ask her, they were divorced at the time, and to ask her all of these details. And she said to me, I don't know, why are you so angry with me? And I said, what do you mean, why am I so angry with you? And she said, well, quite frankly, Melissa, I just forgot. So this gives you a little insight into my existence. I have obviously very publicly talked about my father's suicide, and it's really interesting, and here's what I find, and I think this is part of my philosophy, is that as women, and by the way, I am looking out at the sea of the most beautiful faces. You guys are stunning. Women are the most amazing creatures on the planet, aside from puppies, I'm being honest. I mean, truly, the things that we're able to do, not just the giving birth stuff, which is miraculous, but holding down jobs and being, teachers, and being a stay-home mom, and you're a nurse, and you're a teacher, and you're a moderator, and you're a cook, and if they paid a stay-home mom for every job that she did, she'd make more than Warren Buffett, and the most wealthy person, more than Richard Branson.